Okay, perfect. Well, in order to respect everybody's time and everybody that joined us on time, first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Giulia Landis. I'm the business manager for Director on Latin America. I'm in charge of the whole continent, actually, starting from Alaska all the way to Chile. And well, who are we and what are we going to do today? Today, I'm going to present you how to boost your marketing strategies with marketing automation. Marketing automation is one of the tools we have in our platform on Director, and it's something that you can use. You can integrate it to your strategies. It's not something that is going to step on other strategies you may have, but this is just going to help you to make everything easier, faster, and also cheaper. Okay, so first of all, who is Director? Well, Director is part of the corporate called ISPD or ISPD Group, and we are a global corporate. We started as all the companies of this corporate started in Spain, and then we expanded worldwide. We have headquarters on 7 different countries, as you can see in the map on the right, in New York, Mexico City, Bogota, Santiago, Paris, Milan, and Madrid. These are their headquarters, but all of our companies, or most of them, give service to over 25 countries and more. Actually, Director is available on almost every country worldwide where you can have an internet connection. So yeah, we are big and we are still expanding. So what's Director? It's a platform for email and SMS marketing mainly, but there are so many other things you can do on our platform. So, we also have automation for lead management and landing pages for obtaining leads. But other things you can do, you can connect our system to your system to simplify communications and to share information between both systems. So, just to make things easier. Okay, so, we send over 600 million emails per month. And this amount is still is increasing. We are still expanding, as I told you, and every day and every month we add on more clients, and yeah, this number is still increasing. So we have over 17 years of experience in what we do in the marketing area, but again, we are continuously learning, continually updating our services and our platform for a better service for everybody. And we have over 10,000 cases of success, that we have recorded, but everything's possible when you set your mind to it and when you work the right way in our platform. Okay, so our rating. This rating is on Trustpilot, and we have an average rating of 4.2. So this speaks highly of our platform. Again, so what are we going to do today? To sum up a bit of what we're going to do, we're going to start with an introduction. What's marketing automation? Then I'm going to present the module to you. What are the elements of the module? How it works? Then I'm going to show you exactly how it works inside of the platform, inside Director. I'm going to show you how to find things, how to connect them, and how to just work with the tool. I'm going to show you some basic scenarios and some other interesting scenarios that are generally used in this tool. And then we'll go to the part of questions and answers, okay? So, what will you get? Second. What will you get when we finish this webinar? The first thing you'll get is a recording of the webinar, even if somebody registered to the webinar but couldn't join us right now, they're going to also get the registration of the webinar, the recording. Okay, another thing you get this presentation with the presentation with the automation strategies. And at the end, you're also going to get a discount code to test the automation model. So as this automation model is only available on our MD Pro and MD Total, we're going to give you a discount for the MD Pro so you can test it. And this discount is sorry. It's exclusive for the people that joined our webinar and registered to this webinar. So yeah, by the end of this presentation, I'll give you the discount so you can test this tool by yourself. Okay. So what's automation? Let's start with what is automation. Well, it allows you to create automatic communication flows to improve customer relations, optimize time, and increase conversations. What does this mean? Well, it helps us have a flow of communication that is easier on both sides and is constant. I know sometimes to keep track of our clients or to just stay behind them and write to them every month, every week, and just be in touch with them tends to be hard and tends to take a lot of time. But by using an automation tool, by creating these flows, this communication doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to be um, tracked or followed each step of the way. We just program it once and just let it flow as it is. Okay. So what are the key benefits? As I was saying, time saving and efficiency. So our team is just working on programming, on setting these flows and making sure every step of the flows works well. And then we'll just go and review the statistics. So we don't have to be behind our clients all the time. But we will be because this flows is doing it for us. Another thing it can help us with advanced segmentation and personalization. So it can help us segment our lists. We don't have to do it ourselves. So what we can do, a possibility is, okay, I create a scenario, create a flow where all the contacts enter to a general list. And by an automation flow, I start to segment this list based on any information I may need, maybe based on the country of the contact, or maybe based on some product of interest. Well, it can depend on whatever we may need for our business. Also, as I was saying, improve customer conversion and retention. If a contact knows we are there, and if a client knows we are behind them and we are interested in what they're doing, by doing an automation flow, what they feel is like, okay, this company cares. This company is not just waiting for me to buy and then forget about me. It stays behind me. So by doing this, we're going to improve these interactions with our client. And also some uses, it can be for onboarding. Maybe, I don't know, as soon as somebody registers on my landing page, I want my system to send them a welcome email, a welcome to my newsletter. Or maybe sales. Okay, you purchase something on my platform. Well, I'm gonna connect it to marketing automation, and as soon as you buy something, I'm gonna send you an email for thank you for your purchase. And maybe a month later, I'm gonna send you a follow-up email asking you how you felt with your product. And then maybe 2 months later, I can send you an offer or something related to the product you bought. And well, this increases loyalty, of course, and increases retention of our clients. So, well, some of the language we're gonna use. Scenarios. Scenarios is how they're called in mDirector, scenarios or flows. And these are the paths our contacts are gonna go through in an automated way. So these are the paths we're going to design on mDirector for our contacts to follow. And this information, well, this tool and all these elements, you're going to find them on the left side menu, deployment menu, where it says marketing automation. You just go to flows and you're going to see all the flows you have. All of them, the ones that are active, inactive, and the ones that you have as drafts. Okay, only the ones that are active are the ones that are sending out emails. So as long as you don't activate a flow, nothing will happen. Okay. How does a flow begin? So we're going to start with how do we start a flow, or what do we need? Okay, so we have different ways of starting a flow. The first thing could be a contact is added to a list. This works whenever, I don't know, if I have lists that are being updated constantly, or maybe I have this list connected to a landing page that is bringing me contacts um, like constantly. Or maybe we just want a specific flow for a specific database. So every time a contact is added to a list, it will enter to this flow. Is tagged. This is maybe I'm gonna send out a campaign with a tag, but as soon as a contact get a tag, a specific tag, I want them to enter this flow. Meets a date criterion. The date criterion is used normally for birthdays. It can be used for birthdays or specific dates that you may have. Oh, important. All of this information has to be inside the contacts on an director. So if you may have the birth dates, sorry, of your contacts, you can connect this based on a date criteria, and every day it will review, okay, is it somebody's birthday? Okay, it is their birthday, send out their birthday email that maybe can have a discount or special offer, etc. Also, another entry could be a contacts receive an email. So I'm going to send out a campaign, but I'm going to choose contacts from different lists. But everyone that gets that email, I want to add it to my flow. Also, if it opens, if a contact opens an email, it can be in a point of entry, specific email, or clicks on a link on an email, a specific link on a specific email, or a contact it's not just added to a list, but is modified in a list. That is also a type of entry, or receives an SMS, because on mDirector we can also send SMS campaigns, okay? So the steps are the elements that create our scenarios. So these are the stages through the contacts are gonna go through depending on whatever we set them to be. So if we have I don't know, if we have a nodule based on some specific information and it's a module of segmentation, well, depending on that information is how our contact is going to flow through the steps. Okay. And well, also here, if you see here says 0 contacts. If we go to the statistics that I'm going to explain in a moment, here you're going to see how many contacts have gone through that step specifically and how many are there still. Okay. Then, besides the entries, we have the actions. Actions is, okay, once the contact is inside my flow, what do I want it to happen? Where do I want him to go? What do I want to send to him? Well, these are the actions that can be selected. You can send an email to the contact or another contact. So maybe, okay, this contact entered to the flow. Yeah, but I want to send an email to my boss every time a contact enters to the flow. That's also something that can be done. Or send an email directly to the person that entered the flow. You can add it to another list. Okay, so based on a flow, maybe a segmentation flow, I can select, okay, please filter this list of contacts based on, I don't know, based on country. And then I can add them to another list. So I have a specific list of contacts that enter from, I don't know, from my landing page, but are from Turkey. So you can have specific lists created based on a flow. Then you can add tags to the contact. They can be created here directly on the flow. So yeah, every time a contact passes through this step, a tag gets added to its contacts information. Call a webhook with the contacts data. This is a webhook to, this is more technical information, but yeah, you can connect it to a webhook. You can send an SMS to the contact. You can remove it from a list. So maybe, okay, if it entered this flow, I want it to be removed from another list in which I have them. And you can also remove tags. If it already had a tag before entering the flow, I can remove it during the flow. Conditions. There are also conditions. These are the ones that will allow you to divide into different branches depending on the subscriber's interactions with what happens inside the emails or external. So what are conditions? Where do I want the contact to go based on some information? The first one, it's not a condition, but it's a step on the flow. You can set specific period of time of waiting. So maybe, okay, I send a welcome email. I wanted to wait a week, and then I wanted to send something else. So that's setting a wait period for our contacts for our communications to keep happening. Then you can set conditions that split into branches. So we have two different, if you see here is set conditions and into two branches or multiple branches. So the two branches, it's more of a yes or no question. Okay, so does this contact match this information? Yes or no? If yes, go this way. If no, go this other way. Okay, and if we set it to split into multiple branches, is when the answer of that question we're setting as a filter can be more than one. Okay, so it can be A, B, or C. Okay, okay. Well, here I don't know if you can see. Well, the other option is end the flow. That's something we add at the end of the flow. So after a step we want it to end, and we just set end the flow, and that's it. Or we can send our contacts to another part of to another flow. So okay, if you finish your communication here, maybe I don't know, it's the onboarding flow. I wanted to send it to, I don't know, to a feedback flow that I have, that I may send an email with some questions, or I may send them to, I don't know, some other information. So you can send the contacts from one flow to another based on your needs. Something very important to mention right here. So the first thing you have to have all the elements that you are going to include in a flow must be created before the scenario is created and before the scenario is activated. What does it mean? If you're going to include emails, if you're going to send SMS, if you're going to add your contacts to some specific list, all of those elements have to be created on your account before we create the scenario, because the scenario only allows us to select elements that we already have on mDirect. Okay. Also very important, the scenario must be activated before, if, for example, if the entry to our flow is the contact is added to a list, the flow must be activated before we add the contact to the list, or else it's not going to recognize it. If I put that type of entry to the flow and the contacts are already on my list, it's not going to match. It's not going to work because I'm not adding contacts to the list. They are already there. Okay, so we have to be very careful with that. Also, you can redefine the scenario. You can edit the scenario at any point if you need it. The only thing that is very important to remember is that these are not retroactive changes. Okay, so, okay, I changed the scenario today. Okay, it's only going to affect the following contacts or the contacts that haven't gone through the steps I modified, but it's not going to change the story for everybody that already went through it. Okay. Well, as I was saying, the show and the flow shows the path of the context through the nodes, and in the scenario, an email is sent if the contact is in a list assigned or in the sending. Oh, okay, this is very, this is confused, but okay. So all the emails and all the SMS we are going to include in a scenario must be set as drafts. Drafts on the email and SMS marketing section. They cannot be sent out emails because they're not going to be sent. If we include them, there are emails that we sent before and are completed and are on the state of sent, we cannot add them to a scenario on automation. Or maybe we can add them, but it's not going to do anything because the email has already been sent. So if we want to send an email through an automation flow, we have to have it as a draft on our SMS and email marketing tool. Okay, next on statistics. What are the statistics? How can we review them? Well, we can review them in real time. So in real time, what it shows us automatically is, okay, how many contacts have gone through this scenario? How many contacts, have gone through each step, and how many of them might still be on a step? Why? Because, for example, here was in Spanish, but it says 1,480 contacts have been through this step, but 38 are still waiting. So if it's a wait point, you can also see how many contacts are still in there waiting for their turn to keep on going through the flow. So next, at scenario level, you can also see who have entered, are in process, and have finished. And at an element level, you can also review who have passed through each node. So on top of each node, if you're on the part of the statistics, you're gonna find, if you just hover, you're gonna find an icon like this one on top. So you can download that information, and it's gonna download an Excel sheet with all the contacts that have been through that step. Okay. So these are some types of scenario that I'm gonna show you how to create on mDirector. The first example is a welcome newsletter. What is the objective of this kind of flow? To generate interest, offer valuable information, build a relationship with the user, and promote our products. So we can use a welcome newsletter for this, and we don't have to just, okay, I'm gonna get a new database and then I'm gonna create the newsletter, like saying welcome to a newsletter, whatever, and just send a massive email to all of those. You set a campaign, you set a flow on automation, you just continue adding contacts to that list that is your point of entry, and all of them will receive this welcome email, okay? So the scenario I'm going to show you has these 3 points. So an entry point, the entry point is the contact has been added to my default list. A condition I added is filter them by language. You can filter them by content, or you can avoid the filter and just, okay, they entry, wait a couple of minutes, and then send the welcome newsletter. If we don't add waiting points, everything happens instantaneously, okay? So let's be careful with that. For example, if we add a node, that says, I don't know, the contact has opened this email, we have to have into consideration that if I just send the email, is not an instant reaction that our contacts may have of opening our emails. It doesn't happen the same second. So we recommend every time we want the contact to do something, after that or before that, before the next action, we must add a waiting point, okay? Just for things to happen as they should. So let me show you how it works. So how are we gonna do this? The first thing, the contact has been added to a list. Let me share you this other screen. There we go. Okay, so The contact has been added to a list. This is where I said, okay, I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add the default list, and I'm gonna save. So every time a contact, and this moment is not gonna work because my flow is inactive. But if I activate it, as soon as a contact enters to my default list, it's gonna enter to this scenario. Then what do I want it to do? Maybe I want to add a tag, or maybe I want to filter by language. So here, let me show you. This is another option. So we can filter them by language. This is the example I was showing you. So if you filter by language, you can go, okay, we go English, we go, oh, we can edit it here. Maybe this is, I don't know, Spanish, and this is Italian. So how do we create them? We add a filter by language. This is something I wrote. It's one of the sections of going different ways or split into different branches. So here I just changed the name to recognize what am I choosing in the what is my filter in this section, and then we go, okay, if you have a field on your contacts set as language, you can just select it. Here you can also select personalized, custom fields you may already have on your account. So for example, if you have one that it's language, you can filter by that. In this case, I filtered by country. So if country is equal to the United States, it goes one way. If then it's equal to Spain, it goes another way. And then if it's equal to Italy, it goes another way. So it divides this into 3 branches. And then, okay, I set the waiting point, 3 minutes. Maybe it can be 3 days. It can be whatever set of time you may need for the next action to happen. And then I send the email. I then obviously, if I am filtering by languages, I should have the welcome email in English, in Spanish, and Italian to send to each of these branches, and then it ends the flow. How do we add more things if I want to add something more, if I forgot something, or if we want to edit something, or if I want to edit, we just click on this icon that is like a pencil on a sheet of paper to edit a nodule. If we want to erase it, we can just delete it by here. And we can, if we want to add something else, maybe, okay, maybe for the ones that are in English, I want to add something else. Okay, maybe I can add a tag, or I can add it to a specific list, or whatever of the nodules that I show you, we can continue adding them. But as soon as we put the nodule on the flow, it ends right there, okay? So let's go back to the presentation. Okay, back to the presentation. Another thing we can do, or another scenarios we could work on, is an onboarding scenario. So we can guide the user in their first steps. How could this work? Maybe, I don't know, my platform requires, or my product requires my contact to follow some kind of steps for him to, I don't know, start enjoying a platform, or to start using their product, or to, I don't know, to activate their membership, or whatever needs we may have, we can use this flow. So as an onboarding scenario. We can also personalize the experience, again, based maybe on the product they purchased. I want, if I have that information in my contacts list on M Director, I can personalize the experience and tell them, okay, maybe, I don't know, they bought my vacuum cleaner, and it's a specific model that has specific features. Okay, maybe by creating this flow, I can just, I don't know, in after purchase, in a week, I can send them, or maybe the same day, hey, have you tried this feature on your vacuum cleaner? And maybe a week later, hey, these are some new ways you can use our vacuum cleaner. Maybe a year later, hey, do you want to renew your warranty with your vacuum cleaner? So these kind of things is are something that you can set on your flows that can give your contacts, your clients, a sense of connection and conversation, like an ongoing conversation. And well, as I was saying, encourage active use of the platform. If it's a platform what you're using, or a product, or maybe just for ongoing communication. Okay, I want to keep you thrilled, and I want to keep you interested in maybe, I don't know. I'm I don't know, I produce medicine and I want to keep you updated on every discovery we have. Well, I can create a flow of automation and keep sending you information as soon as you enter my newsletter. Okay. So for this scenario, a way could be an entry point. Again, entries, the contact enters to a specific list. Then a condition, it can be language, it can be product, it could be whatever we may need. And then actions. I can send an email, then wait 2 days, send a tutorial, wait 3 days, send another tutorial. How do we do this on the platform? How do we do this on mDirector? Easy peasy. Let's create it from scratch. We create a new flow. And then, okay, the contact is added to a list, and I'm going to choose the default list. Also here, very important, we should always try to check this box that is include contacts to be added to the list in a bulk import, because or else this is just going to recognize the contacts that are enter one by one. So if we happen to upload a file of contacts to this list, it's not going to recognize them. So always check this box so you don't have any problems, however you choose to add your contacts. Okay, so the contacts have been added to a list. Then what I want to happen? We said that we're gonna add well, we can create a filter, or we're just gonna send them the email. So the first email I want to send is the welcome email. Okay. So I'm sending the first email, and then I said I want to wait a couple of days or a couple of weeks. Let's say is days. Let's say 7 days. I'm gonna wait 7 days, and then what I'm gonna send, I mentioned I'm gonna send another email. So I'm gonna send my first tutorial, and I add it to the point. You see how easy it is to work on the flow on mDirector. And then after this tutorial, I'm gonna wait for other 7 days. 7 days, add, and then I'm gonna send the second tutorial. This can be set, this can be created as you may need it. You can continue adding things, you can continue adding branches. We don't recommend you to create such big flows, because then if you want to review something, it makes it hard to review it, but they can be as big and as complex as you may need them. And if at any point you're like, hey, I don't know if this logic is going to work, you can always contact us and to our support team to review it. Okay. So going back to the presentation, just to start wrapping this up. Okay, another scenario we can create is an abandoned cart. So okay, again, to remember someone purchase intent, reduce the cart abandonment, and increase conversions. So if we have um, sorry, what's the word? I forgot the word. A marketplace, or we have an online store, we can connect this to our marketplace and remember our clients or our future clients that they left an abandoned cart. So how would this scenario work? I'm not going to show you step how to create it, but you get the idea. The point of entry, so they're marked with payment and temp tag. So maybe this is a tag I added to these clients. This is a bit more complex because it will have to connect and director to your marketplace. But if we have that connection and that connection gives us this, maybe this specific tag to each client that left, well, it's marked maybe with a payment attempt or left us an abandoned cart, we can use that information. And in this scenario, maybe we can say, okay, if this, the point of entry is that a contact got this tag. Okay, then I'm gonna wait for 2 hours. And then if it contains products, yes, I'm gonna remove the tags and I'm gonna remove the contact from the scenario. Then, well, I can filter it by language, send an email, a reminder, a wait point, and then send more reminders or send more conditions. This is more complex because, again, it has to have a connection with our marketplace or with our online store. But all these connections can be done, and we can set reminders and other information for like pushing our possible clients to finish the purchase. Okay, so, oh, this is in Spanish, but what common scenarios? We can have newsletters, white papers, info requests, abandoned cart, as I was saying, onboarding, education, upselling. Also, okay, you're already using this product or you already purchased this. How about you add this to your product? So this is something you can connect with your flows. We can also ask for exit reviews. Okay, you're not going to be using our product anymore, or you're going to be unsubscribing from our newsletter. Okay, let me send you a form and ask you some information of why are you leaving us or why do you change your mind. Also for NPS, review Trustpilot, that's also, you can send them the link to, hey, please give us a review or review on Google. All of these are possible scenarios, but the list is endless. And as I was saying, you get a 10% discount for joining us on this webinar. So you can use the code WebAuto10, that is right here. And nevertheless, we're going to send it to you on your email with the registration of this presentation, and also the presentation of I got the word. Well, of all the different tools and all the different strategies you can use with our marketing automation. But yes, you get this 10% off at MD Pro, so you can start using it and testing it now. Again, if you purchase it or if you start testing it and you have questions, don't doubt of writing to support@mdirector.com. We'll be glad to help you and to guide you with any question you may have, and any strategy you may want to create. And maybe you don't know if it's possible, if you're doing it the right way, or if the flow makes sense, or if it's going to work correctly. So yeah, you can always contact us. And well, this is a limited discount, so it's only for the first 20 redemptions until 11th of March. So whatever happens first, okay? So take the advantage before it runs out. So do you have any questions? I'm going to open the microphone and open the session right now. So if anybody has a question, please let me know. Okay, Mark, tell me. Well, you're muted. I already unblocked your microphone. Tell me, Mark.
Hi, thank you for this great presentation.
Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Yeah, I'm looking for some update on your Drupal support.
Or what?
So there's a content management system out there. It's called Drupal,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. I'm looking for an update on your Drupal support.
Okay. If you send us the specific update that you need, if you can write it down on an email, because yeah, maybe it's something very specific, but we can review it.
Okay,
No.
great. And then the other question, what is the status on the multilingual support in terms of Chinese, Arabic, and Russian?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Right now, we have support on 5 different languages. That is Spanish, English, Italian, Portuguese, and French. But if we open to Chinese or Russian, that are I understand that are in very wide
Don't
countries.
necessarily mean from the back end. I mean more from to ensure that the text is rendered correctly with your engines.
Okay,
The
I can
email, the
review that
email,
with
the
our
email
product
text.
manager. Yeah, we can review that with our product manager to just double check if it runs the languages correctly.
Okay, all
Because
right.
yeah,
Shall I email you at support@mdirector.com?
yeah, that's right. Support@mdirector.com.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mark. Anyone else that has that may have a question? No? Everything clear as water? Awesome. So, well, as I show you here, if you have any question, you can write to this email that is showing on screen, support@mdirector.com. And well, thank you all for joining us today. And we'll see you on the next one. Please stay tuned to our LinkedIn page. And well, we either way we send you out all the information when we may have new webinars. We're gonna have more on now on March. So just stay tuned and join us for the next ones.